I really struggled when I had to scrape a website where I had to choose options from drop-down menus like this. I really had little hard time figuring this out that how you can scrape this. So in this video, I'll tell you how you can um, scrape data from a website where you need to select options from drop down menus and then submit it and then scrape that page which appears after submitting after clicking the submit button on this page. So we'll use Selenium and Beautiful Soup for carrying out this project, and I'm trying to first give you a sense of how it works, how you sort of select a particular option from the drop down, and rest is just building on this. So, for example, let's say I want to scrape the data from 1995 to 1996 for scheduled cast, but from Maharashtra state and let's say the Ahmednagar district, and I want to see the data of land use, and I submit this. Okay, wait for the table to appear, and we want to scrape this data, this table that is what we want, right? So how do you go about selecting these options from the drop down menus and then submit it? So let's get into the code of it. I am using a Selenium WebDriver to open this link in Google Chrome, selecting the options that we want to scrape the data for, and then submitting it. This will use to do all this process. We are using Selenium. After once we have the next page that we want to scrape the table, we'll use beautiful soup to get the data from there. So what I'm doing is I'm here. This is just I copy pasted this. I think from I don't know where, but from some internet resource, I copy pasted these dependencies, these requirements. So I'll provide the link to this Google Colab so you can copy paste these. This is the driver path. So if you don't have Chrome driver in your device, you need to download it first. And I'm using Spider, by the way, to run this. So you go to WebDriver for Chrome. This video can go a little longer because I'll try to explain important things, important points where I I personally had little tough time to figure out those things. So if here you need to download, if you are using whatever Chrome version you have, you need to open your Chrome browser, see the version of it. I am using 113, this my Chrome version, so I downloaded this. Once you download this, you need to give the path of that uh, Chrome driver. So it is in my downloads folder. So this is just the path of where it is stored. And this is another line that you can copy paste. Now, this is the link of the website which we want to scrape. All right. Um, this is the link that we want to scrape. Once you do this driver.get, this driver will have the HTML object, or basically the HTML page of this particular web page. Now, what we can do is we can select what option we want from these drop down menus. So for selecting here, I need to go to inspect. Uh, Here, if you see, I want to select this. So first I'm saying find element, and the element that I want to select the drop down from. So the element here is the year element, and this is what we want to look at. Now I am taking the ID from here. So this is the ID for this element, for the year element. This will make sure that it goes to year, and then after coming here, what I'm saying is select by value 1995. If you look at this, 1995. Here, if you look at value is 1995 for 1995 to 1996. And this is what I want to select. If I wanted to select, let's say 2000 to 2001, I would have chosen 2000 as my value here. But I want to scrap just 1995 to 1996. I am choosing the value as 1995. You just give the value as 1995. This will choose this particular thing from this dropdown. Next, we coming to scheduled cast. Repeat the same process. Go to scheduled cast. Here again, I'm taking the ID for this particular object. This is the ID. Where is the scheduled cast social group? Yes, this is the ID for this scheduled cast element, and what I want is scheduled cast only. This is what I want to scrape. So the value for that is 1. Therefore, I have given value as 1. Next is the interesting one, which is Maharashtra. So if I load this page again, initially Andaman and Nicobar Islands are selected by default. So if I inspect this, um, not this, yes. If I inspect this, I want to select, I again copy paste the ID. So select this ID again for the state, and what state I want to scrape the data for is Maharashtra, and the value for Maharashtra is 11A. So I'm putting 11A here. Similarly for district, whichever district I want to choose from Maharashtra, let's say Ahmednagar, I go to scrape, I go to inspect, and Ahmednagar it has value 9. That's why I have given value 9. And similarly, the same thing is for land use. Land use has value 3, so I have given value 3, and that's all. Now you have selected the desired options from these drop-down menus by all these commands. Now what you finally want to do is click submit so that it takes you to the next page, and that's what you want to scrape, right? So you click submit button, you need to find the submit button, you need to locate it using this ID. Again, the same thing as we did for the other drop down menus. You can pick the ID from here. This is the ID, and once you do that, you just need to click it. So submit button dot click, this will click this button, and the next page will appear. Now once you do this, this is the link that you want, right? This is the web page that you want to scrape. Now to do that, what you do is driver dot page source. What this line will do is it will give the source code for this particular page, right? The HTML code for this particular page. So you do driver dot page source. This will store, response will now store the HTML code for this particular page that appeared after clicking that submit button on the previous page. Now this is simple. You use this was the main task that I struggled with. Now it is simple if you know Beautifulsoup or any other library like Scrappy, to how you just inspect understand the HTML tags and where your data lies, and then just run it, just scrape the data. I think from here it should not be a problem, but let's look at this. Now what I'm doing is I'm giving this response object to beautiful soup, and now I need to inspect this HTML page so that I know where in what tags my data is, so that I just take those tags and move on. So if we go in here, yeah, this looks like a good start. We have table, um, find table and then T-body. So where is table in the beginning? Here is T-body. Where is table? Here's table. Okay, this is picking up, let's say, this particular tag. Now inside this, I am saying search for T-body. This will pick this up. Now inside this is done. We have come here. I said look for table, then look for T-body. Now inside T-body, I'm saying look for TR tag such that its attributes are v-align equals to top. Now inside this T-body, it will look for TR attributes. Why TR? That I'll tell you, but if it looks for TR with v-align attributes, it has to come here. Yeah. Why this tag and why v-align attribute equals to top? Because if you move your cursor over these lines, you can see that each of these lines represent or contains a row for this table, right? And that is what we want. We want all the rows in this table, and that's all we need. That's all we need to scrape this. So if we scrape these um, lines, these tags tr v align equals to top, we are done. We are sorted. That's why I looked for table, inside table t-body, and inside t-body I'm looking for tr tag with v align equals to top property. This is what I'm doing. Now this data object, this data variable has all these lines of code. Okay, all these lines. Now further I want to get into this, and for example, let's explore this one. Okay, this one tr equals to v align top has the complete row inside it. Okay, it means it has 1 2 3 4 around 12 13 or in fact 15 values in just one line. Now how do we get these values? Let's look at this. Let's get into this further. We have, now you see, now this was highlighting the complete row, but if we dig inside, this is highlighting just one element of this row, which is 3. If I go down, this is going to the next column in the same row. This is next column. It means our individual numbers are inside TD tags. Okay. If I explore this further, my actual number is sitting inside div tag, inside TD tag. You can see here 3, right? If I go to the next one, explore this, look at this 1.0 to 2.0. This is the value that I want to take out here. This is the value that I want. And this is sitting inside div tag inside TD tag. Okay. For that, what I'm doing is I am going over why I chose data from 8, because I'm not taking SL and size and other things I'm not taking. I want to start the data to scrape from this line onwards 1 2 3 4 5 and take everything except the note equals to total. That's why I am going from 8 to -1. Now what I'm doing is I am finding div. I'm taking one element at a time, one line, one tr, this particular tr v align. I'm taking one at a time, and then I am further looking for all the div tags inside this. I took this tr alvea line. Now I'm looking for div tag inside this because that is what my has my data. This is what I'm doing here. Looking for div tag and getting the text out of the div tag and appending it in temp. Once I complete this one row, I am appending this one row inside my tab one, which is table one, for example. So what I'm doing is take one row, take every element of this one row, append these, put all of these elements in a row, and append that row in a table, which is again a row sort of. It will be a row, nested row, yeah, nested list. So I'm doing this for all the rows, appending it to table one. Now, if you want to convert this to a table, I am saying pd.dataframe table one, yeah, and that will convert it to a data frame. So if you want to see df1, this is what it will look like. This is what we want, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what it is. Um, 0, basically, this is just the, I think, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is the serial number 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. And below 0 0.5, 17, 19, 17, 109, 4. This is the data. This is the table that were looking for. 11, all classes. This thing is there, all classes, and blah, blah, blah. That's all, brother. That's all you've needed. Now, what you can do is you can download this data frame into a CSV file and you are sorted. You are actually sorted. What I have done is I have downloaded what I have done for this project is, let me go back. I have, this is just for one selection. Okay, this is what you do if you want to do for one selection. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to take every social group, for example scheduled caste, and scrape the data for every particular district, every single district in Maharashtra, and it was land use for every selection. So my year was fixed, state was fixed, tables was fixed. I changed only these two. I put simply two for loops. I chose, for example, in the first outer loop, my I chose scheduled caste. I ran the inner loop for every district, and for every district, I downloaded one file. The data file. Let me show you the full code. Okay, this what I'm doing here is I'm extracting the social groups from this page. If you go to social groups here, this social groups. I am where is it? Here. Yeah. I am extracting the value of every social group because that is what we are inputting here. No, so yes, to file me check. Pause recording. Okay, this is basically just very simple logic after once you know how you do it for, how do you basically select, how do you make selection from the drop down, how do you submit, and how do you scrape this next page that appears after it. If you know this thing, then this is just basically a simple logic that you use, that if you want to scrape for all the social groups and for all the districts, how do you do it? Just use two for loops. One, where are my for loops? Here. Yeah, this is, I'm just collecting the values for every social group. These are the district values because that's what we are giving here when we select. We are giving the values, right? So I want the values of the social groups. I want the values of the districts here. I manually um, entered the district values because I wanted to do it using, I wanted to scrape those values, but because of time constraint, I was not able to see. I tried something here, but I could not get the values of for districts. So I manually entered it, but you can try and improvise on this code. This isn't working perfectly fine, but you can try it out. What I'm doing, social groups, the outer for loop. I am taking, for example, first I am taking scheduled cast, and I am scraping the data for every district that has basically scheduled cast is the social group, and I am looking at the data of scheduled cast people in every district. So this is going to be same because I'm looking for 1995 to 1996 data. This is going to change because once I scrape for 20 districts for a particular social group, I want to move to the next social group. So this value is going to change. Therefore, I'm saying from social and social groups, the value is social. Okay. This is going to remain the same because I'm only looking at Maharashtra state. Um, this is going to change again because I'm looking at districts, right? So this will be changing. This will remain same because I'm looking at land use. This is just clicking the submit button, and this is just again getting the page source for the page that appears after submitting the button. And this is just what we discussed last time. Here what I'm doing is I'm converting this table that appears here to a data frame, and I'm downloading that table um, to a particular location. So I have already done it. I'll quickly show you. These are the files. Um, what this I'll show you one. I'll open one and show it to you. See, the naming convention that I have put here is first, the first number represents social group number, second is the district number. If you look at this, the name is 1_2. One means the social group. One here represents scheduled caste because I have given this one number one. I mean, this is actually given number one by the page itself. See, scheduled caste is one, um, and two is the number for district. Now, what is two represent? What does two represent? Let's get inside districts and look for value two, Thane. So this data is for scheduled caste people in Thane. This is the land use data for those people. All right. This is how I have named these things. So this is social and district. I'm downloading this data frame after this particular loop is over. After this data frame is done, I'm downloading it to a particular location. And that's all you need to do. I have downloaded, scraped all the uh, for every district, for every social group. That's why you see uh, around 20 districts, around 20, yeah, 20 files having one in the beginning. It means one is the social group for 20 districts. So 20 items selected. That's all. That's all you needed. That's all what we want to do. And yep, over, go, done and dusted. Cool. Thank you. I hope it was helpful. If you have any doubts, put it in the comments and I'll have a look at it.